Last night on stream, a chatter traveled through dimensions to make me aware of a powerful entity known as Babahanga, who was a Bulgarian mystic and healer who passed away in 1996, but she was actually called the Nostradamus of the Balkans because she made so many predictions, and according to a lot of the people that truly subscribe to her power, a lot of her predictions have come true. So I decided to make like a colonoscopy and dive into this hole here to really uncover the truth behind Babavanga's abilities. Now, real quick, I just want to say the streams that I've been doing the last couple days have been unbelievably fun. There's been a lot of new faces in the chat that have just brought up a lot of really fun topics, like the other day with the orifice, last night with Babahanga. If you're not coming to my streams, you're really missing out. We're getting into some really deep shit. But anyway, we went over a lot of Babavanga's predictions on stream, and I did a lot of research after stream on her myself, personally. And she's got a lot of achievements to her name here. Her fucking gamer score for predictions is extremely high. She's got more badges than a Boy Scout because of all these predictions she's allegedly got right. By far her biggest, her crowning jewel, the one you see in every headline that mentions her name, even to this day, is her allegedly predicting 9/11. So this is what you'll see when you look into this. In 1989, Vanga allegedly exclaimed, "Horror, horror, the American brothers shall fall attacked by steel birds, wolves shall howl in the bushes, and innocent blood shall flow, those steel birds," you get it. This is her predicting 9/11, apparently. However, if you go back to try and look at any source with Babahanga saying anything like that pre-2001, it doesn't exist. This doesn't come up until well after 2001. In fact, that seems to be the case for a lot of the predictions she gets credit for. And for some reason, she gets credit for anything at all that happens in the world. If you went and got groceries today, well, you bet your sweet bippy Babahanga predicted it 26 years ago. If I went and masturbated right now, there'd be headlines about how Babahanga accurately predicted that Charles White would masturbate on April 18th, 2024 at 9 p.m. It's ridiculous. So from what I can tell, when anything happens, mainstream media or her followers will just say that Babahanga made that prediction over 26 years ago, and they won't even provide evidence half the time. And if they do, like in the case of 9/11 with the steel bird statement, no references to that exist prior to the event happening. So it seems to me, anytime something happens, they attribute it to Babahanga having predicted it after the fact. They put words in her mouth with predictions she herself never actually made. The predictions that she has made, like the official predictions from Babahanga that I can find, almost all of them have been wrong. Almost none of them have happened. And some of the ones she does get right are some very general ones that I feel a lot of people probably could have gotten right. The same exact thing with Nostradamus, who made so many fucking predictions that, yes, of course, some of them will be correct, because you spit out so many. I have a higher success rate and accuracy with my predictions on fucking video game announcements, and for some reason, they still write about Babahanga as if she's nailing all of these predictions all the time. It happens so frequently. Like in 2017, here's an article. Mystic who predicted ISIS 9/11 had two prophecies for 2018. You know what those prophecies were? One of them was that China would be the next superpower taking over the US, and that a new form of energy will be discovered on Venus. You can find media writing about her every year and attributing all kind of predictions to her, almost none of which ever even come close to coming true. For last year, 2023, here was her predictions. She said that there'd be a devastating nuclear disaster that would unfold in 2023 with a major power plant explosion that would cause toxic clouds to settle over Asia. And then there's another one of her predictions for 2023 about the Earth's orbit changing slightly. When we go through Babavanga's prediction timeline here in a moment, you're going to see that a lot of these sound like terrible sci-fi movie plots. Like time travel comes in, half animal, half human hybrids come in within like 100 years. It gets fucking crazy. It's like all of it is actually written by like Ridley Scott. But anyway, when I was going through mainstream media articles on Babahanga year by year, I noticed a pattern where they'd start talking about predictions that she in no way ever made from anything I can find. Not even her followers making rumors up about predictions, and yet mainstream media is saying that she said certain things that she just didn't. It's so weird. I really don't understand why. You can see Babavanga's predictions, and you can see that almost all of them are wrong. And yet, for some reason, people really believe that she had this superpower of predicting things before they happened. And the things she gets credit for are things that you yourself can't actually find any evidence of her ever making that prediction in the first place before the event happened. You're just taking strangers at their word that Babahanga said that before the event happened, even though there's no actual documentation to confirm that. It's just people saying, no, she said that. Trust me. That's my source. Trust me, bro. It's just very odd. It's so strange. Do you see the psychic Babahanga, who supposedly accurately predicted 9/11, who said World War III will be next month? I've heard about Babahanga. She's allegedly predicted things like World War II, Chernobyl, and Barack Obama becoming president. World War II? What do you mean? She predicted World War II? Why didn't she stop it? God damn it, Babahanga. She predicted the orifice. Yeah, that was her final prediction. Most terrifying of all, the flesh box. But let me see her World War III prediction, since apparently she made one of those, which I doubt. It's probably just people putting words in her mouth. She was known as the Nostradamus. She was known as the Nostradamus of the Balkans. She left behind predictions for every year up until 5079, when she said the world would end. What was her prediction for 2023? That's a lot of predictions to be making. One of the most alarming 2023 predictions attributed to Babahanga concerns a solar storm which could have caused calamitous consequences. So that didn't work. So that was a lie. Imagine though. I mean, she gets credit for anything that does happen. So even though her prediction was wrong, she still got credit for something else that happened totally unrelated. So, I mean, she still wins. Let's see the Babahanga predictions. 2010, World War III. Well, that didn't work. That was quick. So, she predicted World War III in 2010 and 2024? The war was supposed to begin on November 2010 and end in October 2014. Nuclear will be used initially and then chemical warfare. 2011, as a result of the fallout in the Northern Hemisphere, there will not be any animals or vegetation. 2014, man, this is what? 2023, she didn't even try very hard. In 2023, her prediction was a little bit of change in the Earth's orbit. Yeah, moderate. I don't know. Earth moved differently in 2023, I guess. And then 2025, yeah, Europe still settled, kinda, a little bit. She's so popular in the Balkans, my president quoted her once. Why? Why? She's just wrong about everything. Like, immediately. If people were following her predictions, the world would be in a state of disarray. Thinking a world war was happening in November of 2010, and that the nuclear fallout was going to kill every animal and plant. In 2028, creating a new energy source, probably a controlled thermonuclear reaction. Hunger is gradually being overcome, and launched a manned spacecraft to Venus. How in the fuck would we go from pretty much no life left here, and within 10 years, have the ability to send a manned spacecraft to Venus and solve hunger? And also, what would we accomplish on Venus? That's like one of the worst planets we could visit. 2046, any bodies, organs can be manufactured. Cloning. Replacing the bodies is becoming one of the best methods of treatment. So she must have watched the movie The Island with Ewan McGregor and Scarlett Johansson. During the attack on the Muslim Rome, the United States used a new kind of weapon, the climate. The sharp cooling, instant freezing. And then 2076, we get a classless society, communism. 2084, nature is restored. In 2088, there's a new disease, aging for a few seconds. And then 11 years later, rapid aging defeated. In 2100, we get an artificial sun that illuminates the dark side of the... What the fuck is the dark side of the Earth? In 2111, people become living robots. Then there's a small war. Hungary gets signals from space. Then we get Atlantis. somehow, in 2164, the animals turn half human. That's quite a plot. Why would they do that? How would they do that? Do we do that to them? Yeah, I guess we finally get, like, cat girls. Okay, and then we get a new religion 3 years later. Probably in no small part because of the half-human animals that we've now got living in our world that sprung up out of nowhere. I imagine they probably started the new religion. Drought. Colony on Mars becomes a nuclear power and demands independence from Earth. When did we... She's leaving out crucial details. So now we have a colony on Mars that's demanding independence from Earth. At some point. I guess we abandoned Venus. Stop 2 volcanic eruptions. We now have a full functioning sea colony. Sun slowing, thermonuclear processes, temperature drops. Humanity comes in contact with aliens. Something terrible. And 2256, a spacecraft forgotten to Earth, terrible new disease. I don't know what that means. Is this like world patch notes? No, it's fucking Babahanga Predictions, which apparently people really believe in, which is outrageous. Because she's just wrong about everything, clearly. She predicted World War III in 2010, and yet people still give her credit for everything that happens on the planet, saying she predicted it. In 2271, restart physical constants are changed, so the laws of physics change. You're telling me 200 years from now, the laws of physics are going to change. Why would they do that? What the fuck? And then 2 years later, mixing yellow, white, and black races, new race. Wow, that's... Jesus, Babahanga. We get time travel in 2288 and new contact with aliens. The sun cools and we're making attempts to light it again. That's actually the plot to a Courage the Cowardly Dog episode, when Courage, Eustace, and Muriel go to the sun and change its light bulb. There's a powerful eruption on the sun which changes the force of gravity. So 3797, all life on Earth is killed, but mankind lay the foundations for new life in another stellar system. Assuming she means solar system. But we already have other planets that we've colonized. We've got Mars, apparently. We've got the power to artificially create suns. So yeah, I'm sure we can make do. 3854, the development of civilization virtually stops and people live flocks as beasts. But then we get a new prophet less than 20 years later that teaches us about religion. Huh? And then a new church. 4304, we found a way to win any disease. Due to mutation, people at last beginning to use their brains more than 34%. So we were stuck using 34% of our brain for how many thousands of years? In 4509, we're getting to know God. The man has Fina. What is that? Is that like swag? The man has Riz? What is that? And why are we getting to know him now? He just said, like, alright, look, guys, 4,000 years is enough to stay up here. What's going on? It's good to meet you. Didn't she say that we have a time machine by now? Yeah, we had the time machine like 1,000 years ago. We had a time machine in like 2271, I think. Oh no, that's when the laws of physics changed. It was 2288 that we got time travel. So I feel like all of these things could have easily been avoided, like the bad stuff, if we just time travel. She gave us an OP technology way too early. 4599, we achieve immortality. 4674, development of civilization reaches its peak. The number of people living on different planets is about 340 billion. Assimilation begins with aliens. 5076, a boundary universe. With it, no one knows. 5078, the decision to leave the boundaries of the universe while about 40% of the population is against... We leave the boundaries of the universe? What's beyond the... beyond the boundaries of the universe? That's like an anime plot. That's some Gurren Lagann shit. What? We just decided to leave the boundaries of the universe? How could we just even make that decision? We go to the universe sequel, I guess. But then in 5079, it's the end of the world. Who gives a fuck? We have like 1,000 worlds now. What are you talking about? We have so many planets. Who cares about the end of the world? That's small potatoes. I'm more curious about what we do when we leave the boundaries of the universe. That's DLC. Oh, yeah, perhaps. 3 out of 3,000, not bad. Well, the thing is, she also didn't even predict those things that she's getting credit for. They're not among her predictions. It's just people, for some reason, making it up on her behalf. But it's so weird, like, mainstream media plays into it as well. So, like, chilling predictions Babahanga made for 2024 that came true. The huge economic crisis. But she didn't do that. We just looked at her 2024 predictions. Well, there wasn't any. 2023, her prediction was the Earth orbit slightly changes. Is the Silk Song release date on there? Oh yeah, did she predict the final release date for the new Hollow Knight game? That's a good question. Let me check. Babahanga would know. I think she's just kind of become this figure that the media can draw on, like, oh, Babahanga says this. Gotta be careful, stay afraid.